Pay attention to this security camera footage carefully. March 14th, 2024, 6:34 p.m., Maplewood, Virginia. Residential CCTV mounted on the back of a house. You see an elderly man, white hair, sitting in a wheelchair on a stone patio. A woman in navy scrubs walks toward him. She bends down, places her hand on the armrest, and kisses him on the mouth. A real kiss. 4 seconds. Then she straightens up, moves behind the wheelchair, and pushes him back toward the house. At 6:35 p.m., they disappear from view. This is the last time Elena Martinez is seen alive. 11 days later, police find her body in an abandoned warehouse. Hands zip-tied behind her back. Strangled. Dead for 11 days while the entire city searched for her. But here's what makes this case different. This wasn't random. This wasn't a stranger abduction. This was a calculated execution paid for by the man's own family. His son, his daughter, his grandson. All three conspired to murder Elena because the elderly man had changed his will. Left her $2.5 million, and they decided she would never live long enough to collect it. This is the story of how one family paid $50,000 to eliminate a woman whose only crime was showing compassion, and how that security camera footage of a kiss became the key evidence that sent all of them to prison. Before we go any further, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, click the subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. If you believe families who abandon their elderly don't deserve inheritance, hit that subscribe button. Cases like Elena's prove that greed can turn family into killers. Don't let stories like this be forgotten. September 12th, 2021. William Hargrove, 79 years old, gets hit by a pickup truck at 50 miles per hour, survives, but his spine shatters, paralyzed from the waist down, permanently. William has 3 family members: son David, 54, daughter Rebecca, 51, grandson Marcus, 29. First month after the accident, they visit regularly. Second month, visits slow down. Third month, almost nothing. David visits twice in the first year. Rebecca once. Marcus never. William spends his 80th birthday alone, staring at a phone that doesn't ring. Police later find his journal from November 2021. One entry reads, "My family vanished the moment I became a burden. I was only valuable when I could write checks." December 14th, 2021. William hires a home health aide through Premier Care Services. The agency sends their best, 4.9 stars, 47 families. Her name is Elena Martinez, 32 years old, born in Richmond, first in her family to go to college, nursing school. But her mother gets stage 4 cancer. Elena drops out to take care of her. Mother dies 6 months later. Elena never goes back to school, becomes a certified home health aide instead. Elena arrives at William's house for her first day. He's sitting in his wheelchair by the window, staring at nothing, doesn't acknowledge her. He's given up on people. Elena asks one simple question. "Mr. Hargrove, what's your favorite meal? The one you'd make if you could stand in a kitchen again." William turns. Someone's asking what he wants. Not what he needs, what he wants. Homemade lasagna, my late wife's recipe. 2 days later, Elena brings ingredients, makes it with him, sets everything at counter height so he can help from the wheelchair. When they eat together, William cries. First time he's felt alive since the accident. Over the next year, Elena does more than required. Learns William loves jazz, brings her record collection. They listen to Miles Davis during therapy. She discovers he reads poetry, finds his favorite book, reads to him every afternoon, takes him to parks, restaurants, places where people see him as a person, not a wheelchair. William starts smiling, laughing, hoping. One evening in June 2022, William asks, "Why waste your time with a broken old man?" Elena looks at him directly. "You're not broken. You're just waiting for someone to remind you that you're still here." That's when William realizes he's falling in love. He doesn't say anything. He's 80, she's 33. Impossible, wrong. But he can't stop the feeling. By 2023, they've developed a routine. She arrives at 8 a.m., breakfast together, therapy, conversation about everything. Elena starts noticing how William looks at her when he thinks she's not watching, how he smiles when she enters a room, and she realizes she's falling in love too. September 8th, 2023, William tells her, "I'm in love with you, not because you take care of me, because of who you are. I know I'm 82. I know this is insane, but I had to tell you." Elena leaves without responding. William is devastated, but the next morning she walks straight to his wheelchair, kneels down. "I don't care that you're 82. I don't care what anyone thinks. I love you too." They become a couple that day. Keep it secret. They know his family will never understand. January 18th, 2024. David Hargrove visits his father, first time in 8 months. Phone records show he'd called his accountant the week before asking about accessing inheritance early. He needed money. David walks in unannounced. What he sees stops him. His father and Elena sitting together, holding hands, laughing, not patient and caregiver. A couple. David explodes. "She's taking advantage of you." William's anger breaks. "Where were you when I was alone?" Elena was the only one who cared. David slams the door. That evening, David calls Rebecca and Marcus. Emergency meeting. Next day, all three show up. "Dad, we're concerned about Elena." William responds, "There's nothing to be concerned about." David tries again. "We think you should fire her." William loses it. "You abandoned me for 3 years, and now you try to take away the one person who gave a damn. Get out." They leave, but they're not done. They hire a private investigator. Background check on Elena. The investigator finds nothing. Clean record. They consult lawyers about challenging William's mental competency. The lawyer reviews medical records. Verdict, completely lucid. Every legal avenue fails. If you've watched to this extent, comment "I'm still here." Let's see who's really paying attention. March 5th, 2024. William calls his attorney, Richard Thornton. Private meeting. William's changing his will. Son David, $200,000. Was $1.5 million. Daughter Rebecca, $200,000. Was $1.5 million. Grandson Marcus, $100,000. Was $200,000. Elena Martinez, $2.5 million plus the house and all remaining assets. William includes one critical clause. If any family member is convicted of any crime against Elena Martinez, their inheritance is void. Donated to charity. William signs March 5th. Legally airtight. Done. But William doesn't know his attorney's assistant, Karen Ross, is Rebecca's college best friend. March 8th. Karen calls Rebecca. "Your father changed his will. Almost everything goes to the caregiver. Oh, $2.5 million plus the house." Rebecca immediately calls David. That evening, David, Rebecca, and Marcus meet at David's house. Panic, fury, desperation. David speaks first. "We need to challenge it." Rebecca shakes her head. "That'll take years. We'll lose." Marcus asks, "So what do we do?" Silence. Then David's voice drops. "If something happens to Elena before Dad dies, the bequest is invalid. Money reverts to us." Long silence. Rebecca finally speaks. "David, what are you suggesting?" "I'm suggesting we make sure she's not around to collect." Police later recover deleted text messages. March 9th. David to Rebecca and Marcus. We can't let her steal what's ours, Rebecca responds. What are you proposing? David replies. Marcus has military connections, people who handle problems. Marcus writes back, I know someone. But this is serious. Are we really doing this? David's final text, do we have a choice? March 10th, Marcus calls Victor Kane, ex-Marine. Dishonorable discharge, multiple assault charges. Victor brings in Ray Sullivan. Both have done this before. Price, $50,000, $25,000 up front, $25,000 after. Bank records show David withdraws $25,000 cash March 11th. Another $25,000 on March 13th. Victor and Ray start watching William's house March 12th, learning Elena's schedule. When she arrives, when she leaves, what car she drives, 3 days of surveillance. This wasn't impulsive, this was surgical. March 14th, 2024. Thursday, Elena's last workday before a week off. William has a surprise planned, wants to propose, bought a ring 2 weeks ago. Elena doesn't know. She also doesn't know Victor and Ray have been watching for 3 days. 8 a.m., Elena arrives. Normal morning, breakfast with William, scrambled eggs, toast. The day passes, therapy, jazz, conversation. Around 6:30 p.m., they decide to sit outside on the patio. Beautiful day, warm for March. The security camera is recording, motion activated. 6:34 p.m. Watch carefully. Elena pushes William's wheelchair onto the patio. They talk. She's smiling. He says something that makes her laugh. Then she walks around to the front of the wheelchair. This is the moment. Elena bends down, places her hand on the armrest, kisses him on the mouth. Not a peck. A real kiss. 4 seconds. William's hand comes up, touches her cheek. No one knows this camera is recording. This is just two people in love. She straightens up, moves behind the wheelchair, grips the handles, pushes him back toward the house. At 6:35 p.m., they disappear from view. This 31-second clip will be played in court 6 months later. The prosecution will use it to prove Elena and William weren't caregiver and patient. They were a couple in love. Real love. When the jury sees this footage, they'll understand why William changed his will, not manipulation. Love. If you're still here, comment justice for Elena. Let's make sure this case isn't forgotten. Inside the house, Elena helps William settle. She tells him she's heading home. Errands. He asks her to stay for dinner. She can't tonight, but she'll see him tomorrow. William smiles. Tomorrow. Elena gathers her things, kisses William goodbye, walks out at 6:47 p.m., gets into her green Honda, drives away. Victor and Ray are parked 3 blocks away, waiting. The moment Elena's car turns the corner, Victor follows. Elena drives toward town, needs groceries, routine stop. At 6:58 p.m., she pulls into the parking lot, parks near the back, away from the main entrance. Fewer people, quieter. That's what they counted on. She gets out, pops the trunk, reaches for shopping bags. The white van pulls up fast behind her car. 2 men jump out. One grabs her from behind. She screams, fights. But Victor is 6'2", 220 pounds, former military. Elena is 5'7", 130 pounds. No chance. Ray moves fast, zip ties, hand over her mouth. They lift her into the van. 30 seconds total. A store employee hears something, looks over, sees a white van speeding away. Thinks it's weird, doesn't call police, doesn't write down the plate. Elena's Honda sits there, trunk open, door open, purse on the ground, shopping bags scattered. Store security doesn't notice for 40 minutes. When they do, they call police at 7:44 p.m. By then, Elena has been gone 46 minutes, and she's already at the warehouse, Riverside Warehouse, Unit 4B, abandoned for 3 years. No security, no cameras, no witnesses. Victor parks at the back. They carry Elena inside, back room, small, no windows, one door. They put her on the floor, hands zip-tied, and Victor does something investigators will call the coldest detail. He doesn't hurt her right away. He talks, tells her why she's there, that Williams' family paid them to make her disappear, that it's business, that she was in the way of $2.5 million. Then, around 7:45 p.m., 47 minutes after she was taken, Victor strangles Elena Martinez to death. She fights, struggles, can't break free. 3 minutes, then she stops moving. They leave her body in that room, lock the door, drive away. They meet Marcus 2 hours later at a rest stop 40 miles out. Marcus hands over a duffel bag with the second $25,000 cash. Marcus asks, "Is it done?" Victor nods. "She's gone." Marcus takes the bag. "No loose ends," Ray responds. "None." Marcus drives home, arrives 10:17 p.m. His wife asks where he's been. Business dinner that ran late. She believes him. Marcus goes to bed knowing he paid 2 men to murder someone and sleeps fine. Meanwhile, police respond to the abandoned car at 7:44 p.m. They find Elena's purse, phone inside, wallet, keys, everything. Car unlocked, trunk open, clear signs of struggle. Within 2 hours, police issue an alert. 35-year-old woman abducted from parking lot. Police interview William that night. Detective arrives 9:30 p.m. William is wondering why Elena never called. Detective tells him Elena's car was found abandoned, signs of abduction. William's world collapses. He tells everything: the relationship, the family's hatred, the confrontations, the will. Detective takes notes, brings in David, Rebecca, and Marcus next morning, March 15th. All 3 come to the station. All deny involvement. David was home, has his wife as alibi. Rebecca was at work until 8 p.m. Co-workers confirm. Marcus was at a business dinner, has receipts, alibis check out. Police have no evidence. Days pass. A week. No body, no ransom, no contact. Elena has vanished. William stops eating, stops sleeping, sits in his wheelchair staring at the door. Waiting. March 25th, 6:47 a.m. Anonymous call to Maplewood Police Department. Male voice, distorted, calm. Riverside Warehouse, Unit 4B. There's a body. Line goes dead. Detectives arrive 7:31 a.m. Force open Unit 4B. Back room, padlocked from outside. They cut the lock. There she is. Elena, dead 11 days. Detectives process the scene. DNA from zip ties. Fingerprints on the door. But the breakthrough comes when they investigate the warehouse itself. Who owns it? Property records show Hargrove Property Management, David's company, inherited from his father. David has keys to every property, including this warehouse, vacant for 3 years. That changes everything. Detectives get warrants, phone records, unbank records. March 10th, Marcus calls Victor Kane. 8 minutes. March 11th, David withdraws $25,000 cash. March 13th, another $25,000. March 14th, 6:42 p.m. Marcus texts Victor. Target leaving now. Green Honda. Plate Charlie David 7283. That's Elena's plate. Sent 7 minutes before she left William's house. Marcus was watching, or had someone watching. Investigators track the white van. Rental records show it was rented March 13th with fake ID, but security footage shows Ray Sullivan picking it up. Returns it March 15th. Forensics examines the van, finds traces of Elena's DNA, fibers matching the zip ties. Victor and Ray identified through databases, Both have records. Both have connections to Marcus through military service. They were in the same unit 8 years ago. April 3rd, 2024. Arrests: David Hargrove, first-degree murder. Conspiracy: Rebecca Hargrove, conspiracy accessory. Text messages prove she knew. Marcus Hargrove, first-degree murder, conspiracy, kidnapping, solicitation. Victor Kane, first-degree murder, kidnapping, murder for hire. Ray Sullivan, same as Victor. All 5 plead not guilty. September 9th, 2024. Trial begins. Prosecution presents phone records, bank records, text messages, forensic evidence from van, DNA from warehouse, and the CCTV footage. The jury watches those 31 seconds. Elena bending down, kissing William, pushing his wheelchair inside. Prosecution establishes motive. This wasn't random. This was a family eliminating a threat to inheritance. Defense argues circumstantial. No direct proof David ordered it. No confession. But on day 12, Marcus cracks. His attorney negotiates a deal, full testimony against the others in exchange for life with parole after 30 years. Marcus takes it, takes the stand, tells everything. He testifies David proposed the plan March 8th. Said the only way to stop Elena was to eliminate her before William died. Marcus reached out to Victor. Victor brought Ray $50,000. Marcus provided Elena's information, plate, schedule, address. Victor and Ray conducted surveillance 3 days. Marcus sent the text March 14th, signaling when Elena left. He met them at the rest stop, paid the second $25,000. Victor told him it's done. Elena was dead. Marcus knew and did nothing. Didn't call police, just went home. Jury deliberates 4 hours. Guilty. All counts. All defendants. October 14th, sentencing. David Hargrove, life without parole. Rebecca Hargrove, 25 years. Victor Kane, life without parole. Ray Sullivan, life without parole. Marcus Hargrove, life with parole after 30 years. Court adjourns. But here's what destroys everything. October 14th, 2024. Same day as sentencing. William Hargrove dies. Heart failure. Natural causes officially. But the hospice nurse says William had stopped talking after the trial. Stopped responding. Just stared. The night he died, he spoke one sentence. I waited 82 years to find love, and my son took it away in 31 seconds. Then his heart stopped. The will. Because Elena predeceased William, her bequest is void. But because David, Rebecca, and Marcus were convicted of crimes against her, the clause activates. Their inheritance is void. All of it. Zero. The entire $3.2 million estate goes to charity. The family murdered Elena for money and received nothing. Think about what this reveals. Elena did everything right, followed protocols, maintained boundaries until feelings developed naturally over years. She didn't manipulate. She cared for someone when no one else would. William's decision wasn't incompetence. Multiple doctors evaluated him. Completely lucid. It was gratitude. Recognition that she gave him 3 years of dignity when his family gave him nothing but abandonment. But to David, Rebecca, and Marcus, that money was theirs by blood. Didn't matter they hadn't visited. The money was supposed to be theirs. When they discovered it wasn't, they eliminated the obstacle. March 14th, 6:34 p.m. Elena kisses William on the patio. She has no idea that 3 blocks away, 2 killers wait in a van. She has no idea Marcus already sent her license plate. She has 24 minutes of freedom left. She's just kissing someone she loves. 31 seconds later, she's inside. 13 minutes later, she leaves. 11 minutes after that, she's grabbed. 47 minutes after that, she's dead. 11 days later, she's found. 6 months later, killer's convicted. 7 months later, William dies, all because a family decided inheritance was worth more than human life. If you believe families who conspire to murder deserve the harshest penalties, hit that like button. If you think caregivers like Elena deserve protection and justice, share this video. And if you want to see more cases where greed destroys lives, comment. Everyone deserves dignity. Next week, we're covering another case where security cameras captured the truth everyone tried to hide. If you believe evidence speaks louder than lies, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Because cases like Elena's prove that sometimes the people you trust most are the ones planning your end. Elena Martinez walked out of William's house at 6:47 p.m. on March 14, 2024. She had 13 minutes of freedom left, and a family made sure she never came back. Justice may take time, but in this case it made sure the guilty got exactly what they deserved. Nothing.